Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of What Can We Eat? It is a very special episode. As you can see, I have a new hat and matching apron. Special thanks to none other than my mom for the lovely birthday gift with my Twitch handle embroidered on both the hat and the apron. And on that note, today's episode will be making my favorite dish for the occasion, lasagna. Not just any lasagna, we're actually going to be nice and make a kid-friendly lasagna. Mine usually do not like it because of the veggies and all that stuff, so we're going to make it just perfect for them. And just another quick reminder, we also do have stickers available. If you're interested, just shoot me a private message on Facebook or Instagram. And on that note, let's get started. So this episode is special for a number of reasons. Not only am I making lasagna, which is one of my favorite things ever, but I'm actually going to make my own red sauce for it as well. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I really don't like onions, like at all. So handling an onion to chop one is going to be kind of a tedious process for me. So I've got my brand new knife that I got this past Christmas, and I'm actually going to be using a recipe I saw on Binging with Babish for a simple red sauce. So once I'm done awkwardly fumbling with this onion worse than someone on their first date, I'm going to go ahead and get this onion chopped up and ready to go. And yes, I am wearing gloves for this. I don't even want the smell of onions anywhere on my hand once this is done. So we're just finishing this up here, and everyone please join together and congratulate me, for I have, for the first time ever, successfully diced an onion. Thank you, thank you. Next thing we're going to do is dice up 3 cloves of garlic. And yes, I'm going to keep the gloves on. I don't really want the garlic smell in my hands either. I do like it though. Alright, now that our aromatics are chopped up, let's go ahead and get a 1/4 cup of olive oil in a pan over medium heat. You'll know when that's ready to go when you can stick your hand in the bottom and it's nice and hot. Just kidding, please don't do that. No, but seriously, when it starts to shimmer, it's ready to go. Go ahead and start with our garlic and let that cook for about a minute until it starts to become nice and fragrant. Next up, my best friends in the whole wide world, my diced onions. Anyway, we got our half a diced onion going in next, and then we're going to sweat this out for a couple of minutes. And the good thing is our garlic will be protected by all the extra moisture that these onions are going to let out. So again, just get these sweated down and softened up, and if you're like me, you're going to start attacking the onions and making sure you break up any disrespectful sized pieces. Now that your aromatics have had a chance to aromatically enhance the smell of your home, go ahead and add in 1 small can of tomato paste and get that well incorporated with those onions and garlic until it's a nice deep red. Then from here, we're going to add 2 28-ounce cans of whole San Marzano tomatoes. This is the good stuff. So use your spatula and crush them against the side of the pot. Do not do what you'll see me doing here, which is trying to put your hand in and crush them by hand, totally forgetting that you have a pot of hot tomato sauce. And you can see even the sauce is pulsing with laughter at my stupidity. So go ahead and crush those down as much as you can with your spatula and add in a sprig of basil before partially covering. And we're going to let this sit for 1 to 2 hours, stirring occasionally, and we should have a good deep flavor from there. Alright, and 2 hours later we have a beautiful sauce awaiting us. Go ahead and take out those basil leaves and hit it with some pepper and salt. And that sounds really weird to say in that order. But I also want to take a quick second to note that at this point I ladled that sauce into a blender to smooth it out to make it, kid friendly. Anyway, I had some extra basil leaves, so we're going to go ahead and chop those up to combine with our ricotta for that layer of the lasagna. Alright, so let's start building this thing. First thing we need to do is go ahead and grease up that pan. And oh, dog alert! Anyway, once you got your pan nice and greased up, go ahead and start with a ladle of that sauce. Just go ahead and get a nice little thin layer on the bottom of the pan. And I'm going to go ahead and use these no-boil oven-ready lasagna noodles. I've always been a little bit apprehensive about these, just never really felt like they would be true to form. But a good friend got me turned on to these, so we're going to try them out. So we're going to try a little bit of sort of noodle Tetris here and get these fitted as best as possible for each of our layers. So the first layer we're going to put down is our ricotta and basil mixture. So I put that into a gallon freezer baggie and just kind of pipe it around so you're evenly coated, and put another set of noodles and place some more noodle Tetris. Alright, so the next layer is going to be a combination of our red sauce with some shredded mozzarella cheese. I would love to flex on you guys and say this is shredded from artisanal mozzarella. It's not, it's just some bagged mozzarella, and that's okay. This was going to be a simple lasagna anyway. So just rinse and repeat, 2 different layers, ricotta layer and then your sauce and mozzarella layer until you run out of ingredients. And I came out with about 5 layers. Yeah, it was about 5 layers. So this little montage is going to take a while, even when I sped this up as fast as it can go. So let's chat for a few minutes. How was your guys' Valentine's Day? Good? Good. Side note, if you ordered a sticker, those were sent out last week, and you should have them any day now. But yeah, let's just go ahead and watch this lovely assembly of this beautiful lasagna. Alright, and then our final layer is a scoop of our sauce with 1 entire bag of shredded Parmesan. No, it's not shredded fresh off the block. I apologize. Anyway, go ahead and cover that with foil. Pop it in a 375-degree oven for about 40 minutes. Now, while that's cooking, we have a few things to do. The first of which is some hot meat. Anyway, sorry about that. So I've got some Italian sausages that I'm grilling to put on the side of our lasagna. Alright, and back in the kitchen, we'll be making our other side dish, some garlic bread. So I'll also be using my bread knife that I got for Christmas as well. So we're going to go ahead and cut this Italian loaf into thick slices. I'm going to be adapting a recipe I saw on Josh Weissman's channel, but better, with his Cane's Texas toast recipe. Anyway, get those all cut and buttered up, and onto a nice hot griddle they go. Alright, and our lasagna has finished its first run in the oven, and we need to uncover it and put it back in the oven for about another 10 minutes. While that's happening, we're going to make some fresh garlic butter. So I got 1 stick of butter that I have melted in the pot, and I'm going to use a fine grater and grate 2 whole cloves of garlic right there into the butter. Alright, now unfortunately I could not locate my basting brush, so this won't look quite as sexy as I was hoping. Anyway, I've got our toasted Italian bread and our garlic butter, so I'm just ladling that butter right onto the bread with a spoon. And don't be shy with this, it's going to make this bread taste amazing. Alright, our lasagna is all done in the oven, and it is looking great, and it's smelling even better. But do not cut into this thing for about 20 or 30 minutes. Trust me, it'll be worth the wait. Anyway, so as far as plating, I've got a piece of our garlic toast, I've got a piece of that lasagna, some cut up Italian sausage, and a side of sauce just in case you want to dip that bread. Well guys, that is it for this week's episode of What Can We Eat, episode 6. Thank you so much for watching, and a special shout out to 2 of my viewers, Isabel and Madison. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all next week.